Okay, so first of all, you have to know how to do first principle. Yeah, when we do first principle, you can either straight away use a formula, or I prefer you to go by the meaning of the first principle, correct? So when you talk about first principle, so these are the things that you have to bear in mind. Just come in. You have to have this bear in mind. There is first, I don't want to put a cross, First, you have to find the average rate of change. From x equal to 2 in this case, this specific case, to x equal to 2 plus h. This means this is the slope of the chord. If I name this point as A and I name this point as B, it will be slope of chord AB. So that is the first thing that I must have in mind. Second thing, okay, I must say that dy dx is equal to limit h tends towards 0, slope of chord AB. So in the exam, if I don't know how to simplify, correct? At least I know how to start and I know how to end, correct? Out of the 5 marks or 4 marks, at least I can get 3 marks. Do you get me? Hello? So you don't give up just because you don't know how to simplify. Are you clear? That is why sometimes people cannot do in the exam. It's because they insist, they think they are perfect. They know everything. But there are certain cases I really don't know how to simplify. So what do you want me to do? Correct? I will continue with the next step. Then at least I can get 1 mark. You don't just give up like that just because you don't know how to do certain things. So first thing, when the question says first principle, I will definitely carry out these 2 processes. At least I can get 2 marks. Are you clear? Whether in between I can continue or not, that is I can't control. Depend on the question. You see? So if you go and have a look at the practice 1, practice correct in your times, then you will see that every question, every paper sure got first principle. Out of 5 marks, if I know these 2, I can get 2 marks. So what is my task now? My task is, okay, now I'm going to give you how I do the answer. Okay, my task now is, I put point A, x equal to 2. Yeah. So my y will be equal to 2 to the power of 3 over 2. Okay, anyone who don't know this, you just write like that. It doesn't matter. Okay, but now I want to let you know what does that mean. I will look at this as, because in index, a to the power n over m is equal to root of m a to the power n. So that is something that, so I'm going to convert this. So these are called questions whereby you need to practice to know, if I see this, what should I do in order to help me to simplify? Are you clear? So now, this one, I'm going to write it as this way. 2 to the power of 3 and square root. Clear? The square root, I do cube first. So this will be square root of 8. All right. So now, isn't it make it simple for you already? So this part of the answer is something that you have to depend on the question, then you learn up the skill. Okay, then point B. X equal to 2 plus H. So my Y will be equal to 2 plus H to the power of 3 over 2. Am I right? Okay, so according to what I understand, so those I underline in red, if you don't know how to do, you just leave it in the exam, no choice. So I will have square root of 2 plus H cubed. Okay, now, this question is tough in the sense that it involves a lot of basic skill that you have learned in your year 11. So now, those basic skill is how am I going to expand A plus B to the power of 3? How do you expand? Okay, we expand by using binomial expansion. So what is binomial expansion? Binomial expansion is an expansion that you follow the formula. If you don't want to follow the formula, then you have to follow what you so-called Pascal triangle. Do you know what is a Pascal triangle? I introduced Pascal triangle to you now. A Pascal triangle is a triangle that will show us the coefficient of every term in our expansion. So if this is cube, that means every term must be power degree 3. Okay, so like for example, I have, so Pascal triangle go like that. 1, there is A. 1, 1, there is A plus A, B. So coefficient of A is 1, coefficient of B is 1. Okay, 1, 2, 1. So it's A plus B squared. So I have A squared, coefficient is 1, plus 2A times B. All right? That's expansion of A plus B squared, correct? Plus B squared. So degree 2, degree 2, degree 2. One of the unknown, the power decrease. The other unknown, the power increase. So this is, if you want to imagine, this will be A squared B to the power 0. Coefficient is 1. Plus 2, A power become 1, the power for B increase. Plus 1 times the power of A decrease, the power of B increase. See that? That is called binomial expansion. If you look at binomial expansion, you check, they find the coefficient not by using Pascal triangle, they use NCR. So this is 2C0, 2C1, 2C2. Do you know all this? Combination. Okay, if you don't know all this, it doesn't matter. Okay, you just memorize by heart. The most we give you is A cubed. A plus B cubed. We won't go further. So A plus B cubed, when we expand, it will be 1. And 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3 and 1. So it will be A cubed plus 3A squared B plus 3AB squared plus B cubed. So you just remember the coefficient 1, 3, 3, 1. That's it. That is how I work. All right. So I just give you some idea. So this is called Pascal triangle. We lose out in all this is because overseas, their max, they learn Pascal triangle right from year 5. Or year 4 itself, they were introduced to Pascal triangle. Are you okay? So I memorized by heart. So I know this is a cube plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cube. Actually, quite easy to remember. Cube ma, so involve all three. That's it. 1, 1, 3, 3. That's it. So you must find a way to try to memorize it. So can I erase this so that I will have, yeah. Proper working for you, ah. Okay, those you take MX, you should know binomial expansion, okay? By yourself. Okay, good. So now I can expand this as a cube plus 3a squared b. So is 12h. Agree? Okay, not okay? 3 times 4 is 12. 2 square is 4. Correct? 3 times 4 is 12. So we must sometimes give our chance, our mind to work. That is called work mentally. So that we don't have to write so many steps. So plus 3ab squared. 3 times 2 is 6. H squared plus h cubed. Done. So I put this in a bracket. Right? So therefore, now I can get slope of the chord. Okay, so I told you already, if you are not able to do it like that, you just key this, substitute this in. It's fine. You will at least get 1 or 2 marks. You get what I mean? Don't just let go because the function is very difficult to simplify. So I will have square root of 8 plus 12h plus 6h squared plus h cubed, close. Okay, can you please substitute in by yourself? Then down here is h, am I right? Okay, so the next skill that I have to tell myself is when I want to simplify square root, correct? What should I do? Do you have that in your mind? You should have that in your mind now. So to simplify square root, so I patiently write down. You see, you don't have to write down the step. I just do like that. So a lot of effort is you understand the thing already. If I write like that, do you understand what am I doing? If you don't, means you haven't mastered this skill yet. Am I right? Whenever you see square root, that is the result. You times with the conjugate, the top and the bottom. And the top, when you times with the conjugate, you will get this result without the square root. That is how you make yourself work fast during the exam. If that time only I want to work out what is the result, correct? I tell you, I won't be able to finish my paper on time. You see why some people, they can finish their paper on time and they have time to check? Is because they are prepared, they are ready. If you still need to expand, then get the answer, you are not ready at all for the exam. Okay, so now we can simplify, we get this. Okay, 8 minus 8 is 0 already. Have I left out something? Yes, I have left out something here, H. Am I right? So everyone got H, correct? So I straight away factorize out the H. Just patiently write. Close. See? This step to this step is something that you have to remember. If I want to get rid of the square root on top, I time with the conjugate. This is called the conjugate. All right? Then up there, no more square root, but it still remains as minus. Down there is a plus. That's it. You see or not? Exam, you don't go by understanding already, you go by your speed. You refuse to memorize, I cannot help you. You want to go step by step, go ahead. By the time you finish one question, I finish the whole paper already. You see or not? Okay, good. So I think I have simplified the whole thing already. Because H cannot be 0, correct? So now, you see, if during the exam, I write this step, okay, I work out this, I write down this step. You may get 2 marks already. Then after that, you do the second part, that is, okay, when x equal to 2, so dy dx will be equal to limit h tends towards 0. If your slope of the chord is very complicated, correct? What you can do, I just write down slope of chord AB. Understood? That means I'm referring to this expression. Are you clear? Okay, so therefore, I write down the answer. As h approaches 0, top will approach 12. Correct? Bottom will approach square root of 8 plus square root of 8. Am I right? So this one all is work inside here. I mean, literally, I put h equal to 0, okay? But you please don't substitute h equal to 0. That is wrong. Clear? Okay, so now I have. So if you do this step, I will give you 1 more mark. Because you understand the concept of limit. So at least if 5 marks, you got 2 marks. Won't fail already. So if you don't know how to simplify, don't know how to continue, you just leave it there. Go and work with other questions. Are you clear? Okay, so then that is how we get 12. Square root of 8, 1 plus another 1, I got 2. And square root of 8, I can put as 2 root 2. Am I right? 8 is 4 times 2. So all this is the extra 1 mark. If you don't know, just leave it lah. Exam is like that. You cannot say, I insist, must complete it. Then you eat up your time, then you don't have time to do those questions that you know how to do. Then how? Okay, so this one, if I simplify, it will be Please don't write in one straight line. I write in one straight line is because I don't have space. Yeah, I'm just telling you, please don't follow exactly what I write here. You should know. Yeah. So 3, so I should say 3 root 2 over 2. Right? You cannot get up to here, it's fine. If it take you so long to get up to here, you might as well, I will leave my answer as like that. So exam are time control. You cannot insist. You see or not? That's why if during when I was having my HSC exam, if I insist on proving correct, now I won't sit here to be your maths teacher. I really cannot prove. You see? So I thank God during that time he asked me to put down my pencil, to put down everything and quiet down myself. So you have to have this kind of mind, even how well prepared you are. Don't be overconfident. That is called overconfidence. Right? You must know how to let go during the exam. Yeah, I try my best to do it, but that doesn't mean that during the exam you can do every single thing. Don't be fooled by people. Say if you prepare well, you sure can do for your exam. Okay? So first principle, I taught you how to score. 5 marks, how to score at least 2 marks. You see or not? So if I'm not good in maths, I just stay with that. Don't think that the high expectation. I know you got high expectation is good, but sometimes you got too high expectation, you get panic in the exam. Correct? And every time you can do, you may be too proud of yourself. That is what happened to me. Then from that time on, I learned to be humble. I know there are a lot of things that I cannot do, even until today. Okay, so now, can you please turn to exercise 2A? Any other question that you want? Recording. Albert Einstein disproved Newton theory. Do you know that? Newton theory of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be converted to one form to another. But after that, Albert Einstein found out that mass can be changed into energy. That is where we get your nuclear energy. E equal to mc squared. You study physics? That is where you apply. Clear? Things that you don't know doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Right? Yeah. Things that you cannot see doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Correct? Recording in progress. Geometrical interpretation, you must write down as gradient at x equal to 2. If I just say interpret, you can tell me both. But if I say geometrical interpretation, you must tell me is the slope of the tangent or the slope of the curve at x equal to 2. That is called geometrical interpretation. Remember, geometrical interpretation of dy dx is slope of the tangent at that point. Give me any others, I give you 0 straight away. Okay. Whatever you need to take notes of, take notes of it. Okay. Done? Okay, let's go to, so we are done with exercise 2A, huh? And one question in your SAT 1. Okay, let's move on to exercise 2B. Any question? Exercise 2B? Quick. No? 2C? 2C.1, if you don't know how to do, just let it be. Go to 2C.2. 2C.2. I told you already, please don't use substitution method. 2C.2. Any question, those online? 2C.2, page 38. Any question? Or you haven't do? That's why I say when I teach the time, you should try some of the question. Yes? Any question? 2C.2, no. Okay. How about 2D? 2D. Yes, young lady, what are you typing? You are e-book, is it? Yeah, okay. 2D, any question? Good. 2E? Well, you're very clever. Good. 2E? 2E? Okay, 2E, if question 8 you don't know how to do, just omit it, it's okay. The proof there is fine. We won't ask you to prove that. Anyone with the problem with 6 and 7? Hello? No. Okay. You either didn't do your work or you. Okay. Sure? Didn't do then when are you going to do? This weekend Next Wednesday is your paper already, no? This weekend only you do then when are you going to finish it? Okay. 2E, no problem. Okay, everyone go to 2E. I tell you, if you expect me to do every single question, that is not right. Okay, 2E, can you everyone try question 6? 2E question 6. Okay. 2E question 6 part A. If you are given me this function, okay, especially rational function. Listen here carefully, class. First of all, I will determine the domain. Okay, can someone tell me what is the domain? Can someone tell me what is the domain? Yeah, X is a member of real number and X cannot be equal to negative half. Correct? Do you know how to get the answer? You better know. I can convert any question in the textbook into one of the questions that I will ask you. So I can write down this, given this function, find the domain. Can I? Can. I taught you how to find the domain, correct? So please. So you see, the moment I see this question, before even I differentiate, I know that at x equal to negative half, dy dx is undefined because x equal to negative half is not part of the domain. So I straight away answer part B part 2. You see or not? I straight away answer B part 2, undefined. Are you clear? So domain for a given function is very important. And I've taught you how to do it properly. Depend on the function given. Okay. So first thing, so now you start to differentiate. So I give you 2 minutes to find the derivative, see whether you can get that or not. Okay, so a lot of y'all, please go and learn up. So your u equal to x squared plus 6. Your v is equal to 2x plus 1. So u prime is 2x. V prime is 2. All right? Quotient rule, dy dx. V, the bottom you don't differentiate, times by the differentiation of the top. Everything, please bracket it up. In the exam, if you didn't bracket, I straight away give you 0. Habit, take away u, please put in the bracket v prime. The whole thing over bottom square. So you see, it's so easy to simplify from here. So I have 4x squared, expansion, be very careful, plus 2x minus 2x squared minus 12, the whole thing divided by 2x plus 1 squared. So that is what they ask you to prove. Okay. Right? So now for part B, they say, for what value of x is dy dx 0? So this is my dy dx. So I write down 2x squared plus 2x minus 12 over 2x plus 1 squared equal to 0. So therefore, my 2x squared plus 2x minus 12 equal to 0. So if you cannot use scientific calculator, so we simplify first, we divide by 2 first. So x plus 3, x minus 2 equal to 0. So therefore, x equal to negative 3, x equal to 2, right? 2 value. So for part 2, you don't have to do because you know the domain. So therefore, dy dx is undefined at x equal to negative half. Reason why? I show you already just now. Right? So please, quotient rule, follow quotient rule. Quotient, follow quotient rule. There is a reason for it. Whichever teacher change the quotient to become product, it's not smart. You think that I give you less formula is better for you? The answer is not. The more formula you memorize for maths, the better you are going to be in maths. So I told you already, maths is 3 steps.